We are from the team Brand Virality, and today we will give you an update of our status regarding the biggest hackathon in the whole world, the Bolt.new hackathon. So here we are, guys. Today, basically, we will share what we did so far. As you know, we have been working really hard all these past weeks, building plenty of apps. I think we did an amazing job, by the way. And we will start sharing with you basically and showing you what we have done. So let's just give a little bit of time because we're sharing now the link. Give us
Yeah,
1 second.
no worries. We can start. I will be keeping the sharing through the profiles.
Amazing, James. Perfect. All right. So guys, as you know the hackathon is ending very soon. It's ending this week. Well, basically beginning of next week, but we have only like 5 6 days left. So basically, what we have done at this time, I think this photo is basically not fully updated, but we managed to do in all these 8 days 9 projects. So we will start showing you. Just to give you context, we're both from Costa Rica. However, I'm living in Slovakia. James is still based in San Jose. Now, as you see, well, we have a very nice pictures, right, for each different app. This is something very nice, and I hope that's something that the judge will appreciate as well. So applications that we have in here, basically we have the mock-made application. I'm gonna just mention each of them to you quickly, and then we can go over details about the biggest ones. So
Great.
starting here, basically we have the mock-made application. This application is very nice, and it's an application that will help people to get ready for their interview, right? So imagine you have an interview tomorrow. You want to apply for a senior software development position, and you want to practice. You want to make sure that you will not be nervous about it. So you will practice basically with AI. We're using basically tables in the background, and this is going to just teach you how to do it. We have AI meditation practice, which basically is just doing meditation sessions using AI, using 11 labs in the back, just to give you a very nice meditation. Then we have shitless apps like the 404 dating, which is basically like a Tinder that never works, and it will just find you super stupid and funny profiles around. You gotta try it if you like this kind of joke. So we have the wall of winners as well. This is again a cheatless app where basically you just have to, you know, compete by clicking in different elements in there. The recent app that we did, the Will Maker AI, basically this is taking the one of the most boring paperwork into changing it into making it in a few minutes only with the help of AI and so on. We have Nightly Moral, which basically it's a mobile app that will actually craft the best night stories for your kid based actually on how your kid is. If he's hyperactive, if he's very calm. We have the Boltthon application as well. This was basically building a component for using the Bolt badge. We have the Shark Tank. I think Jens, you can explain this one a little bit better. Just a small, just click.
Yeah, the Shark Tank is very simple. The concept is just as a Shark Tank episode in which you will be adding your pitch, setting some topics like you want to talk about growth to market or maybe financials, and then you can select the fund like a Y Combinator or any other funds, including Shark Tank, and then you can practice. At the end, you will have a review about how it went from how do you speak about your knowledge on very specific topics and so on.
Cool. I see a lot of value in that app. Very nice. Then we have the Mood Eco. I think this specific app we did it for the one prompt competition. So we basically managed to build one app that basically will analyze a voice note from you, and based on that, it will let you know what is your emotional status, and based on how you're actually feeling, it's going to give you some tips or suggestions how to improve the current situation. So then we have the AI cold calling. This is still work in progress. Basically, is practicing uh, cold calling. So if this is a very common thing, you have huge companies that have a huge sales team, and they want to actually improve the skills of the team. They want to make sure the whole team is actually able to speak fluently. Now with tablets and this kind of technology, we can really just improve this and take it to the next level. So this is something we're building. We as well have the Oh yeah, this is for building some components with Bolt. Actually, Boltthon, I apologize, was just giving ideas to build some app for the Bolt Hackathon, while this one in here is just to build some component. I think James, which we will use in 21's Deft tool basically for this one.
Yeah.
Cool. So basically, guys, I think we can show you a little bit here. Uh, I think we can speak about the Shark Tank. I will just play a small video how this is actually working, and James can pick up this.
Sorry, I think I lost you.
Yeah, do you hear the audio?
Yeah, I hear now.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, yeah. I already explained the product. So if you want to go like
Yeah, we can go to the
um
interview part, right?
yes,
Right.
this is example of a robot taxi, the new trend, So it's loading. Click on play, please. So when you get into this simulator room, the avatar will start asking you questions. We can hear that, um, unfortunately, but he is actually making questions regarding to the topics that I select on a previous steps. The interesting thing with this is that um, the avatar will be replying you immediately. So it's on the real time. It feels real, and actually he can understand everything you say. So for example, if you tell him about you are making $5 per month in a subscription model for your pricing model, he will be making like the logic about how much is that per year. And if you gave fake or wrong numbers, he will detect that and will immediately tell you, this is something wrong. Could you explain me or re-elaborate your answer, please? So on. So you can really, really practice. We actually did some practices. We try around 500,000 sessions just to make this like a final product. So we really tried a lot and harder, and it's really, really difficult. So you can try it. Go ahead and let us know. Actually, we got some requests on LinkedIn about changing the background for a better one. So we will be doing some changes soon. And also, this product can be very useful for funds. Like if you are the owner of funds, you can use this tool as a white label, and your students can practice before going like a series A, B, C.
Amazing. Yeah, I think you did a very nice work in here, especially also with the tablets implementation, since you're not using the native video embedded code UI, so it looks very nice. Cool. Let's progress with the next one. We have the Will Maker AI. So here I will just put it without the audio. I think we have the ground video here, but we can just check it basically in live in here. So I can just show you slightly how this is actually working. Um, just again to give you a little bit of idea in here. Basically, let me just log out, guys, so that you can actually see a little bit better. We focus here into making sure that we want the people which is taking care of creating the wheel to spend the less time possible when they're building this. Most of the competition, and we actually run a deep research with AI, actually checking each different website and also ourselves checking this. Most of the competition, if not any, basically they are not doing any of this work with AI, meaning that when you're creating your wheel, you actually have to prompt all the information manually. Now, the wheel sounds like something boring, and it actually is something very boring. However, this is something that most of the people is doing anyways. This is kind of like the old, boring kind of business, which basically have a huge market potential, right? So basically, what we did in here, well, first of all, we have a beautiful UI in here with a beautiful animation. So we took the time. All this was made with Bolt, so I think we did a great job in here.
Yeah.
We managed basically just to automate this. So here, if we log in, you can actually, it interface is very easy. We want to keep this easy for the users. But the very interesting thing is that you have an option here where basically when you will create a wheel, you have an example. For example, this is for the paid version, by the way. You also have a cheaper version. Here you will just read, for example, this. You will say who you are, how many years you have, how many sons you have, giving all the context of the amount of money you have, etc. You will record it. We are using 11 Labs speech to text, basically to transcribe everything. And basically from here, what is very cool is that it will automatically actually fill all the information relevant to what you say into each different step in here automatically. Now, I'm not going to do it right now because we don't have so much time on the stream. But basically with this, we save so much time that basically people is even able to do their will in 5 minutes. Of course, on the final step, they can generate the will document. I'm not sure from this one which one is like a fully a good example to show you because I was doing a lot of testing before meeting this. But you see, like the whole document is actually using very nice information, legal information, which is actually compliant with the rules of the state where the user is actually filling this. So I think this project is very nice. It's giving a nice example of how we're using everything, plenty of the different technologies that we have to be compliant. We're using as well Stripe for this one. We wanted to use Revenue Cut, but I think Stripe was easier in this case. So I think we've done amazing work in this specific.
So what was one of the things you learned during this process of this specific application?
On this one, basically, I think, as I mentioned before on the streaming that I was doing a few days ago, basically one of the key aspects when you're building an application with Bolt, basically with whatever AI tool, it's that you really want to have the whole idea of what you want to build already in your head, and after that, you have to make a huge prompt with all the different, um, basically architecture definition, the database, what the use cases are going to be, and so on. Because once you pass this to Bolt is going to basically start building the whole structure. Almost, I wouldn't say like in the first time it's going to build everything nice, but basically it will build it quite good. And in the future, whatever change you will do is going to keep the context of what actually you actually wanted to build. So, and actually it's a good practice everywhere, right? Like if you want to build something, if you want to build a house, you need to think about how your house is going to look like. So this applies to both. And believe me, if you want to save some tokens, this will also help you a lot,
Okay.
So what about you, James?
Mhm.
How was it for you with the other projects that you did?
I will tell you later because I really want to make some questions about Wheelmaker. So the document generator can the generated document considered like valid if printed and signed?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, that's the whole purpose of this, right? So basically, you will just actually there are instructions on the last step. you know,
Okay.
and basically it's telling you, you just print the document. The document basically is compliant with the rules of the state where actually the user is using this. Basically, that document, Joe will just sign it, the notary, and you need to take one person with you, and that's it. So yeah, this is basically ready to be used.
Yeah, I thought I remember that we talk about for the next months, like new features like connecting the platform with DocuSign, for example, so you won't be required to go physically to sign it to the documents. Just do it through DocuSign. Is that still something that we're going to do?
Yes, and this is I think a great point to actually mention something super important, guys. When you're building an app and even a startup, it's that when you're building something, you want to know what the scope of the MVP is going to be first, and what are the features that are nice to have, right? So basically, having this digital signature, of course, will be super nice, but considering the amount of time that we actually have to build so many different projects, I think the project can just work fine with a normal PDF that you have to sign physically. However, a very nice feature to have is going to be implementing this digital signature, which will come, but will take some time.
Yeah, I agree.
Cool, James. So, which other projects shall we share today in here? Because we have many.
Um, let's talk about maybe the Ready challenge. Those went like a really different way to build it. We use a specific repo. Actually, Jose tries to build it by himself. He had to roll back the changes and look for the repo because this repo has everything required already configured to be able to publish a Ready application. Maybe you can show us the one that you built and then the other one, the other that I built, because that's funny.
Yeah, I don't think I can show you exactly the first one that I built, but I can show you the final one. By the way, guys, this is a great reminder, of you have to check the rules properly, because the problem was that basically when I was building the first version of this, um, I didn't check basically that we have to use the debit Reddit. I mean, to be honest, I was using I have like a whole GPT, which is analyzing all the rules of the Bolt hackathon. And based on that, I was asking, can I do this idea? Is it a good idea? I'm always using AI on my day-to-day task. Right. So I asked him about some cool idea that we could use for the Bolt in the competition of the Reddit, and he told me that you can use the Reddit API, but it was not related with a debit. I built the app, and it was something completely else. Then when I check actually the rules, I realized I have to build it again from zero. So lesson from that, guys: don't always rely on AI. Or maybe I build a prompt badly. Who knows? Anyway, this is the app. This is like a Tinder, but it's a very bad Tinder, of course. The whole idea that it doesn't work. So here, this is super stupid, by the way, but it's very funny. I think if you are a tech guy, you will love this because the whole context is so funny. Right. So we have here, like, you can choose your own name, or you can just click on a random one. So you have this Stack Overflow start. You start the game, and now you see you find some profiles. So you have the Discord Daddy virtual machine. Now, this is the funny thing, right? Like, each profile that we're actually creating in here is having some funny phrase. So this is like, I have been in more Zoom meetings than actual dates this year. So if you skip, you will keep getting these kind of funny messages and funny profiles. If you like it, the app's gonna crash, and that's the whole purpose of it. That you want to find your love. So it's a little bit like romantic in that sense. So if you click in here, you can see like a funny message as well, right? Like a segmentation fault, error 400 for your hard drive to access memory. It
That's
doesn't
love
know.
for geeks.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But this is super funny. Actually, I got a lot of positive reactions with the app, possibly because it was so stupidly funny and so useless. So yeah, I think I think we did a great job in here, especially considering this sandbox environment that there are certain limitations. We have night pictures, etc. So yeah, guys, I think
Show the other one. Show. Do not click.
do we have the link in here? Let me check. I think we do. Yeah. So this is the one that you build. If you want, you can explain it.
Yeah, it's very simple. It's a challenge, a psychological challenge. You have to stay on the screen moving your mouse, because if you like keep the mouse and you go to do other things, it's not working. You have to be on the screen moving your mouse, and then you will be getting new points. So if you reach to a good level, you will earn a position in the wall of winners. If not, you will go to the wall of shame. So just for example, click on the button. You can resist. So well, right now you are getting a lot of sounds and noisy things, right? We
Yeah.
can hear that right now, but right now that's what's happening. The computers, house of computers, and then we have a question. So if you want to give another chance, you can go and click, and the thing's gonna be more messy. As you can see, everything will be start moving faster and faster, and also try to click on the wall of shame.
Let's see if we can click it. Okay.
No, you click on the wall of winners. It's
All
the
right.
in the wall of shame. So yeah, we have so far 32 players, more than 100 clicks, and let's see who has the worst. Yeah, so we have different levels, like certified bottom masher, warning ignorer supreme, clickaholic. That one is really funny. So yeah, that's the app that we built for the second app that we built for the hackathon.
Yeah. Again, like these are our shitless app, but I think this is very funny, right? And many people is actually using this. Cool.
Let's see the AI interview recruiting practice software, because that one is really really useful for anyone who is actively looking for a new job. Basically, we built this website so anyone can go to the website and practice before applying to the dream job. Go ahead, Hosey.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, this is called, well, we renamed it actually. It was mock-made. We found a better domain for this. So it's Interview Simulator. As James actually was mentioning, this is super useful when you want to practice for an interview. So basically, again, this is trying to use tables as much as possible in terms of providing as much feedback as possible to the user. Well, first of all, as you see, I really love that Bolt allows you to build such a nice interface if you are creative enough to tell it how to do it, right? So I think this is a key. If you want to build something nice in terms of UI, if you are creative enough, you can always give the instructions to Bolt, and it will try to make it for you, which is great. The logo, even the SVG, and everything is just made with Bolt itself. We are not using here any logo design in Illustrator, not even ChatGPT. So here, if we sign, basically I can just give you a small look in here. We have a nice welcome video. And this side, again, we're focused on simplicity here. We didn't want to go crazy with the UI, yet keeping it fun for everyone. So here you have two options. You have the quick practice and you have the live interview. In the quick practice, basically, this is just like super simple. Here you just choose your position, where you want to apply. This is for the free version, by the way. So it will just give you one question, text question with voice, and then you can answer and it will analyze your feedback. However, the most interesting one basically is going to be the live interview, with basically in here, you will just, again, just mention, what your position is. And this will automatically try to connect with the tables and start the whole interview basically in here. Now, I will not do the whole interview right now, but and not even the camera, I think is going to work. But basically, oh, it's actually working. Cool. But basically, here it's going to start. Like, hello,
Nice.
Lydia.
There's no way that you can put the audio from the browser to the streaming, so we can hear what she's saying?
Yeah, I'm not sure to be honest. We will need to double check it. But anyway, we can share with you later on X and on all different platforms we were actually active
Jose, I
with
have
that
a
topic.
question. So how we are generating the interview questions?
We're actually using well in this specific with Tabus, we're actually doing it with Tabus itself. So with Tabus you can actually pass the whole prompt to it to generate the questions. However, when it comes to the quick practice mode, which again, this is the version which is supposed to be for free. Of course, we're now with a demo account. This is actually super simple. This is just taking the most popular question of that specific role, and it's gonna give you, a different round of questions. This is using O4 of OpenAI. So this is gonna generate, the question based on the prompt that you're actually passing to the OpenAI. And then here you actually kind of start recording your answer. And what is interesting is that we're actually analyzing if your voice is shaky, if it doesn't sound confident, and so on. Very similar, James, to actually what you did into the Shark Tank.
Okay, it's possible like add a new feature like adding support interviewer personalities like thaw, friendly, or neutral, so we can actually practice. Let's say that you are going to a company, and sadly, I believe all of us have had that experience in the past that the interviewer is really rude. So is that possible to add this kind of feature?
Oh yeah, absolutely. We actually have planned this specific feature to do it on the new or next phase that we have planned for this. And basically, you're able to choose a different level of difficulty. Basically how complicated the person that is going to interview you it's going to be. And we can do everything basically with tabus. We're just okay, getting technical, we're just changing the way how we're basically crafting the prompt to increase the difficulty on this. So yeah, I think that's a nice feature to have. And I think it's going to provide a lot of value. Imagine that you just go, that you will go to war with a different with a guy who is very hard at the interviews, and you want to get prepared for that war situation. This is definitely going to help you with this specific um, situation, with the interview.
I have a question on my chat. The question is, um, Lucy has looks like Lucy has a HR company, and she's asking what roles or industries can users currently practice for. Like, I guess is the question is more related if it's only related to tech, or for example, if you are looking for a CEO or CTO, or maybe I don't know, the financial um, guy, or other not related to technology. Is that something that we support right now?
Absolutely, yes, yes. So you see, for example, we have sales representative, we have product manager, data scientist, and marketing. The thing is, like, as long as your position exists in the database of tables, or some different AI model, it's going to be there. So this is just giving you some example of the most popular roles that we think people might use this app for. But whatever you type in here, it's going to be there. And that's the beauty of this, that basically the market, the size of the market basically that can be the customer of this application, it's huge, right? And we don't have to see it only from the point of business, we have to see it from the point of how many people we're actually able to help to get ready to their interviews. I think all of us at some point in our life, especially our first interview, I think you also maybe have it, James, like how many times you got nervous at the interview, right? So I think we can manage to help people by building applications. And this is like a philosophy that I have each time that I'm building something, making sure that when I build an application, web app, etc., that I'm always trying to help someone, provide some value to the people into this. And this way, I think the output of the work, it's going to be nice, as well as enjoying the process of building it too.
Yeah, there is so much value on this product actually, because we can even implement these workflows into like our current staffing and recruitment companies that we have. So for example, the time that is required to complete like 20 interviews is a lot. It's like around one month maybe. With this, I guess it could take us 1 2 days maybe, and get the results immediately into our database. We don't have that right now on in the interview simulator. Right now, this is how many days it took you to build this product? Because actually, it looks really beautiful. The interface looks professional. Is looks very different, like just generated app from
Yeah.
Bolt. We that have all the same design.
I think this does took me around maybe 2 days, a little bit less, So
Oh,
yeah, I managed to build it very quick. Again, the key to build things quick and make them look nice is about knowing what you want, as I mentioned at the beginning of the streaming, right? So in this case, I knew very well what the pain of the market was, and I started basically developing the whole idea with bold new discussion mode, So I try really just to make every single list as well the UI guys. Like, if you don't tell bold new what UI you want to use, it's gonna make you this purple thing, which looks fine, right? Like nothing against that. But if you are actually gonna go to the hackathon and then everyone is gonna have the same UI, then suddenly it's not gonna look nice, So yeah, I passed this, and in 2 days, I would say maybe a little less, managed to build it and working. So I will say this is a good message for everyone that even if you are not a coder, if you have an idea and you want to build it, this is the right time to do it, guys. Because now with Bolt New, with AI, it's so easy. You don't have to be technical. I think, James, in your case, you also managed to build your apps in no time, right? How long did it took to build, for example, the Shark Tank?
yeah, it's just like a 2 days actually.
Yeah, and we have been coders. I mean, we have been coding what, like more than 10 years. You
Yeah,
know, yeah.
we have built actually a lot of mobile application with Bolt before, not for the hackathon, for the companies that we own. We have clients, corporate clients using right now products from created with Bolt successfully with no bugs or maybe just a little bugs at the beginning. That's very common. It's normal in the development process, but so far has been pretty good. But regarding to the mobile apps, maybe because we are running out of time, Jose. So we don't have right now anything to show, or we do have, because on my side, I still having the development environment really immature. So I don't believe that we can share that right now. But in your case, do you have something that we can see like for your mobile app? Because we are also applying we are creating 4 different mobile application with Expo for the hackathon.
We can try to load it. I'm not sure basically how quick it's gonna load, but why not? Let's see. Let's give it a time.
Great.
So anyway, in the meantime, guys, we spent a decent amount of tokens building all this. I think I'm finishing now my Pro 200 membership with
I just
both
have
new.
2 million left.
Yeah. Okay. So
I
you
will
will.
I will have to reload. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
Well, this is your
So,
first batch, or do you already this is like the second or first one?
oh no, this is the first one of 200. So I think after this, I will have to go with the 300 and keep going.
Two
So
hundred is I believe 20 million.
ooh,
20 million,
I don't know. We can check, but
and
okay, let's
that's
check later.
yeah,
I have here the app. So, guys, this is
nice.
the nightly moral app. Of course, this is still work in progress. Especially in the Mac, is looking a little bit too small. On the mobile, it's actually looking way nicer. So I
Yeah, we know
apologize
that this
about
is just
this.
like a simulator.
Yes, exactly. So in real life, it's going to look very nice. So here you have the usual login. Well, actually, you know what? Let's create an account so you can see a little bit better the whole experience. So again, when you are doing this,
Sorry, Jose, can you change the layout of the stream? So because right now our faces is over the
oh
simulator.
yes, guys, give me 1 second because I'm actually not checking this. So I believe
Perfect.
it's gonna work a
That
little
one.
bit better.
Yeah.
Cool. So let me actually
Nice.
try to put this on. I never tried the preview on mobile. Maybe it's gonna look better. Let's see. Let's
Oh,
see.
because you have to connect the, well, if you want to go and connect the Netlify application.
Oh
Yeah.
no, 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 it looks doesn't
Oh.
look nice. Okay, so anyway, we can try from here
No,
again.
no, but
Yep.
the other way was working good. Just make the screen less wider.
Yeah. Okay, let's give it a look. Let's give it one more try and see, because I think it really looks not as nice as in here. Let's be one more try.
Yeah, just make the screen exactly.
Yes, something like
That's
this.
perfect.
Okay. So we sign in. Nice. So basically, again, this is the mobile app. This is actually personal. I wanted to use it with my own son. So each time that I'm putting it into bed, and basically trying to share a story night with him, and after we finish the story, I'm always asking him to my son, what is the moral of the story, what actually did you learn about it, right? So that I can actually get some feedback from him, and making sure that he's actually learning something from it. So I'm always using ChatGPT to generate the whole story. It takes me some time. Sometimes I'm not prepared. Sometimes the story is not on the level of my kid knowledge. So with this, you see, actually, we have a very nice animation here. It's actually, yeah, it's looking better on mobile. You will have a whole constellation basically going here in the background. Again, work in progress, and it's looking better on the mobile. Basically, here you will place the name of your son, and this will start asking you plenty of information about every single detail of your son, that it's going to actually help you to build a story that match his or her interest. So everything here, again, all the images are looking nicer on the phone, But anyway, here you're basically just choosing, what kind of interest your kid want to have, or is interested for building the story. You click here next. We also have, different topics, so you can choose, for example, numbers.
Yes, sorry, Jose.
Yeah,
Fun fact: Jose is father of a kid, so he really understands how to build this, right?
exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So this is all based on real experience, and this is basically, again, like something that I felt like, okay, I can actually help people with this, and I can use it myself with my own son. So you see here also, we ask, like, this is super basic. We want to keep everything basic, but very simple, very nice art that we have in here. um, how, what kind of energy your kid has when he's going to bed, and usually each kid is different, right? So for example, you can put your balance, then you can choose a different type of companion pet, so to speak. So this is going to be mentioned on the
Hmm.
story. So you can choose, all this art is beautiful, by the way. And on the phone, it looks like 100% times nicer. Right now, it's not using all the right animation that we have. So we can click in here, create a profile, and now we actually manage to have basically the dashboard ready to build your first magical story. So here it's actually looking amazing, right? I'm not sure, guys, if
Looking
right now,
amazing, amazing.
yeah, I'm not sure if this is actually using, and I think, Jen, you didn't see this one, right? So this is the first time
No,
actually
no,
watching what I'm building.
this is my
um
first time. Yeah, great
yeah,
job.
yeah. You have to try it on the mobile, it's gonna look wow. Anyway,
Yeah.
so we can try to create it. I don't guarantee, I don't promise that it's going to work, but let's give it a try. So this on technology, what we're using here, we're using 11 labs for text to speech. We're using OpenAI for crafting the text. We're using Dolly Tree to build some very nice art. We're using Supabase to basically store everything from all the assets when it comes to the story. Uh, Up to basically managing the database and so on. So we're using plenty of the stack, which basically it's being recommended to use on the hackathon. Let's give it some time. Also, guys, when you're on the dev mode, this is running way slower than what it actually is going to run once we have the
Yeah, this is
compile.
development environment, so everything is go in debug mode, so it's really slow. I guess it could be like a failing, right? So we are
Exactly,
just
exactly.
doing a demo. Yeah, oh, that's it.
Yes, exactly. So now also you will have this, you will have, okay, the image is not the most beautiful one. I have a new update for this one, which is more kids like oriented. I think that dragon looks a little bit too pushy. However, you get the whole idea of this, right? The audio is not going to sound on web, only sounds on mobile. But basically, when you will start playing this is going to actually start highlighting the text automatically of, what actually you are talking about. I mean, the story is talking about. And this will automatically auto scroll for you as well. So imagine you are with your son, you are with your daughter, and you will just, he'll or she will ask you, "Hey, daddy, tell me story." Press the button. This will automatically play the story
Wow,
for you, and just
amazing,
keep
amazing. So
everything
you,
there.
you no longer need to tell bedtime stories to your kid.
I think now we can just enjoy both of us to the
Yeah.
listening to it. So
It
and yeah,
Jose, can we use this to like create a video? Just thinking on the next steps on the future, like adding new features, like creating video stories. So for example, like to myself, maybe not like a storytelling thing, but mostly like a just like an entertainment thing that I want to go to the app and I want a story, but to myself, but I want a video. So I just click on these settings and it start telling me the story, but also showing me a video. Is that possible?
yes, you're always basically sharing some good advice on some feature that actually we have planned for this. And yes, absolutely, that will be on the next version for sure. But basically,
Awesome.
the whole architecture of this is designed to, you can choose, you can basically create a picture or a video. So absolutely, of course, we try to focus the first version just to make this simple. Image is what is simple to do,
Yeah.
but the whole core of the application is just ready to actually support a video from here you can see as well, the stories that you actually have. Again, the art's going to be nicer, so and keep that in mind. But I think, for example, with this app, and by the way, this is like first time that I'm using Expo. I have spent so far on this one, I think, 3 days. And I think the only thing that I'm missing now, I just have to turn up a little bit the image prompt. I need to check a little bit of compatibility in iOS and Android, and then I have just to implement in here revenue cut, and then we can just launch this one. So yeah, I think this is a great example of how easy it is to use Bolt to build an application, a mobile app in this case. And
Yeah. So
something here, I think you told me at the beginning, James, is that the way how you build a prompt for a mobile app is different when using Bold New than when you're building a web app. So maybe you can share a little bit with us. What do you recommend when you're building a mobile app, since you built so many already?
yeah, when I build a mobile app, the first thing is a thing on the architecture. For example, if you're using Firebase or if you're using Supabase, that's really, really important. Also, if you're using Stripe or are you using Revenue Cat. So when I start with the prompt, I just tell to bold those things. For example, let's make an Expo application, mobile application using Firebase, and then I paste literally the configuration from Firebase so he can start right away creating all the configuration. Also, if in the case of Supabase, I paste all the configuration of Supabase. Also, in the case of RevenueCAD, and that's it. Then I just add like a modules. Like let's say I want one module. This module is doing this and that, and this is the second module. Module is like a feature, right? Module or feature. Feature number two. For example, in this case, it will be like create a mobile application with Supabase, add RevenueCAD for monetization, and also I want a wizard, add authentication, and that's it. Honestly, if you want to go like a more beyond the basic, I want. Sometimes I do, but in general, it could be like too much. You can ask like add push notification, add Sentry, add Google Analytics and events, and also, well, I use for mobile applications. I am mostly into the Firebase stack, so I try to use everything from Firebase stack because it's really specific for mobile applications. For SaaS and web apps, I use Supabase. That's like the difference that I have between mobile and web apps, but that's it. So yeah, that's my recommendation.
Perfect, perfect. Well, guys, I think most of you can get some value from everything that we shared. Um, as you know, like if you have any question, we're available on X. So feel free later to just ask us something, and we can help you as well. At the end of the day, we're a community, and we're happy to provide a lot of help to all of you. I think James, since how long we're using Bolt? Because I think we were actually one of the first users using this when it launched.
Yeah, I don't know, maybe less than 1 year. I remember that was like Christmas time, so maybe November, I think
I
so.
think around
But
November, right? Like I think we were in Norway at the time traveling.
yeah,
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 and
actually, we did a hackathon, internal hackathon.
yeah,
We built like two different mobile apps. Also, we create the Crypto Dash, which is a really complex platform for trading and crypto. We built this mobile app to generate designs for nails. What else, Jose? I can remember right now.
we did the SEO reporter, we did the meditation app, we did so many different things. I mean, like it was for us like a way to make real of the crazy ideas we had, but we didn't have the time to do it before, and now we actually had it. So yeah.
Yeah, would be nice to use the last 5 minutes to show everybody My Serenify, because My Serenify is a really as well complex web application, and it was built 100% using Bolt. But before of the hackathon, just so you know, it's not part of the hackathon.
Yeah, this is not part of it. um, so this is again like a meditation app that we built some time ago. I think so how we're having how many users daily, like new users? I think 200, 300. I think it was the number that we're getting now.
We're growing around 100 per day when because of the brand virality brand product.
Yes, so this is very cool. This is all made with Bolt, and this was like the first version of Bolt, so actually it got better. Right now Bolt is better than what it used to be. Here, what is very cool is that actually you're able to choose your own, meditation. Here, you will share your name. Basically, you can say like, "Oh, I'm James. I would like to have this kind of narrator." I think we can try to log in, or maybe I'm logging already. So, for example, here, yeah, I think I already reached my plan. Anyway, so just to explain you, so you will say what your name
Go
is.
to my meditation. So
Yes.
so yeah, that's my most simple. You can show it there.
Yeah.
Oh, we actually can hear that one.
You can hear it? Cool. Perfect.
I think so. Yeah. No. I hear something, but no, it's not the meditation.
Okay, yeah, never mind. So basically, this what it's doing is it's gonna create a meditation, and the whole meditation will actually speak to you. It's gonna call you by your name. It's gonna basically make sure that it's gonna connect as much as possible with you, and by doing that, you can have a better meditation experience. So you can actually choose the narrator voice that you want to have. You can do so many different things. Actually, we even have a creator mode where people can actually become themselves, this is like a maker of meditation, so that you can create your own meditation and you share with everyone. So just to kind of close the stream, we can just say that all this application looks huge, but again, we managed to build. This one took us longer than 1 day for sure, James, right? So this was a lot of work because we have a lot of things to build in the back. Actually, in here you can even choose the background noises you want to hear and so on, so it's kind of cool.
Yeah,
But
when we started this, the technology wasn't like today. Like for
yeah,
example, 11 Labs wasn't providing the service. I think so, right?
yeah.
Or it was. No.
No, I think it was, but it was not providing what we needed, because when meditations were taking longer than 2 minutes, sometimes you were taking even like 4 minutes.
Yeah, right. We have real-time meditation on this platform.
Yes, exactly. And at the time, I think 11 Labs didn't support more than 1 minute and so on. So I think that was the main blocker that we have.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Cool. Okay, guys. So I think we're now basically closing the streaming. I'm not sure if there is any question. I didn't see we have any other question in the chat that we have to answer. So
We
basically, okay, yes. So let's
we're
give
good.
some to,
We're good.
yeah. Perfect, guys. So again, if anything were next, James Hara or Jose Zuma, you can just find us. I think you will find us everywhere, anyways. So if any question, we're happy to basically answer your question and your question. And basically, if nothing, then we wish you basically a very successful hackathon. We're very close to the end, so keep pushing hard, guys. And thank you very much for everything. See you later, guys.
Thank you very much. Bye bye.